Now, you said that there is an entire world which we don't know, that we have no discernments in, we're not developed in that field, which is the connection between the people that are going to eat that dish. Because we talked about it, and I gave an example that animals, each one of them eats separately, or they all jump on the same thing, but they have no connection between them. And we, that have developed from the animate level to the speaking level, for us, a meal is something very important. It's connection, it's attitude towards each other. We close deals, we pass information, friendly little relationships, and the meal, it has smell and music. A meal can also be accompanied by theater acts. It's an entire mechanism of plenty of things around the food, true, but that not being the main thing. That being the preliminary reason, but not the just reason. Meaning the food is the excuse to sit together and connect. Yeah, like in a family. Okay, suppose we're sitting now together around a table and we start the process of connection between us, creating an atmosphere. In our connection, do I also feel tastes? Does connection have tastes? If there is, there is. If there isn't, there isn't. Are there tastes to connection? If the connection is right, then it has all the discernments, many times more than we can find in food. Because connection is disconnected from any corporeal matters. It entirely depends on our relations. And in our relations, there are many times more subtle discernments of connection that, if we're talking about spiritual food, spiritual nourishment by which we feed each other, then that's a different kind of meal. Social food? Yeah, social food. People that sit together around a table, they can really eat, I don't know, tahini with parsley. Doesn't matter what. The truth is, what's a meal? A meal is a slice of bread. If you have bread and salt and water, if possible, a glass of wine, if possible, something else, but that's a meal. A meal is bread. And therefore, this isn't what's called the meal. A meal, it's considered where there are at least three people, or okay, two people. Diners that have a connection between them, and the meal is for both of them, and both of them sitting around the same table, and they're as if receiving from the same mutual plate, and they enjoy it. They enjoy the connection. Above the animate level, which the food symbolizes, onto the speaking level, where we talk between us, we connect, we fill each other with human flavors. What do you mean, filling each other with human flavors? That we're not sitting for the sake of the meal, but our reason, our purpose is to connect with one another. That I pass on to you, and you pass on to me. Like portions, filling each one of us. What portions? Spiritual portions. Meaning what? That we're called diners, that we're dining together, we're having a meal, so it's important for us to listen to each other and understand and connect and create such an atmosphere that from our connection we will receive spiritual nourishment, inner nourishment, and that will fulfill us, that specifically through the connection, which we started from a piece of bread with something. And afterwards, we come to connect. We create an integral spiritual vessel between us because each one of us annuls himself in order to connect with the other. So we have a connected vessel, and in that connected vessel, we receive spiritual nourishment, because in that connected vessel where we have connected above our ego in ties of love, connection, correspondingly, we get a fulfillment from above, and that being the meal, the true meal. Otherwise, it's just a feast, something simple that you have at any street corner.